right, welcome back, Internet World, and we are back. And so we have left, right, up, and down. This is Pac-Man going after a ghost, and these are a reset button. That doesn't look very good. We need a new one there. And up, down, left, and right buttons. Here's a play, pause button. And let's go look at our code blocks to see what we have done. Do we have anything in here? Wow. Oh, you have code blocks because you've been watching my videos. Oh, okay. That makes sense. All right, so you've been watching my videos. So you guys have been going ahead. By the way, Super Pac-Man is 8th grade, and they're doing like Super Pac-Man. So you guys can go and check out those videos. It's essentially the same thing, just what you're doing and more. All right, so here we go. So this is code blocks part 1. Is this correct? All right, is this correct, code blocks part 1? All right, so here we go. What do we have to do? We got to get the game to start. Who understands that? So let's go get the game to start. So you want to go to screen 1, and you want to start the game by initializing the screen. So go to screen 1 and get initialize out. And what has to start? Yeah, clock animate pick. So we want to take this clock right here and start it. So you go down to clock, animate pick, enabled, and set it equal to true. Let me show you guys this real quick. If I click on the white space and start typing out the word true and hit enter, do you guys see how it threw that block out for me? You guys don't have to, you don't have to go, it's up here in the logic box, it's green, there it is. But if you want to, let's say I wanted the word false out there, what could I do? Type out the word false, and there it is. Who understands how to do that now? So you can actually start code typing. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I just turned the clock on. All right, so now you go back down to your clock, and you're going to go into clock animate timer. This is when the timer is ticking. When it is clicking and when it's working, this is what it's going to do here. So what do we want to happen in here? How do clocks run? Well, clocks are kind of a weird thing because they can calculate a lot of different times. How many different times are there? Seconds, milliseconds, minutes, hours, days, months, years, decades, millenniums, centuries. Are you with me? Time is a big, huge thing. So we have to control the time the way we want it. So you need to create a variable. And I'll show you this one time. It's pretty simple once you get it for the first time. I'm going to create a variable. I'll put it up here. And I'm going to call it animate time. Yeah. And you can go underscore animate time. So here's my animate time. Because guess what? I'm also going to have one over here called game time. Are you with me? So we'll call this guy over here game time. All right, so we have game time and animate time. I made 2 variables. I'm going to go up to my math box and get a 0, and they're going to start at 0. I'm going to duplicate that. This guy's going to start at 0. Or actually, game time, we could go over here and start it at 60. You can play for 60 seconds. Who understands that? What are you doing? What's up? Why are you not getting this? What do you not get? You're not putting in code blocks, so ask a question. What do you not understand? Well, let me ask you this. Do you have a clock on your page? What? No. Do you have a clock down there? Yeah. Guys, if you don't put a clock on your GUI, you guys got to go back here. Okay, do you guys see all these components down here? Text-to-speech, clock, animate, pack, clock, game time. If you don't have these non-visible components back here, you can't program. So guess what you got to have in your GUI? This stuff's got to be here. Are you with me? Who understands that? Thumbs up if you get that. All right. So here we go. So I want this clock game time just to go +1. So I'm going to go, and by the way, here's another way you can do this. You can go up to this variable right here and set and get it. So I want to set my clock animate time and do math with it. So you go over here. And you want to go ahead and get your animate time, and add 1 to it. Now you can just go get one of these duplicate blocks up here. I'm not going to add 0 to it. What am I going to do? I'm going to add 1 to it. All right. And now this is what I do all the time. And I'm going to tell you guys this, and I'm going to teach you this. Every time you're dealing with a clock, you need to know, number 1, is it running? Number 2, you want to know, how is it running? Is it running fast? Is it running slow? If it's too slow, speed it up. If it's too fast, slow it down. Are you with me? So what I'm going to do is, this is just a little trick that I've learned. I go to screen 1. Do you guys see, let's go back here. Do you guys see where this says screen 1 right here in the top? That's the title of screen 1. I can throw my clock in here and see if it's running. Okay? So now I'm going to go to screen1.title. And I'm going to throw this game time in it and see if it runs. All right, let's go connect your device. Okay, so we're going to go into connect, reset, connect, AI companion. And there it is. Okay. And I want to go ahead and upload this. There you guys are going to see it uploading. Setting in my assets folder. And there it is. And can you tell me, is my clock running? Get close. Is the clock running? Yes, it is. How do you know it's running, Anahi? In the top left corner, you can see it. It clocks on 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So can I verify that the clock is running? Hello? Yeah, I did. All right. So let's go on. All right. So what do we want to happen now? Okay. So now I want to get Pac-Man to animate. Are you with me? I'm going to show you this one time. It's not that hard. So now you go down into Pac-Man. So you go down into here and you find Image Sprite Pac-Man. And Image Sprite Pac-Man has a picture to him. Okay? And I want to set his picture. You're going to go up here to, a join. Go to your text box and get a join. And you want to go into the join, and you want to get the name of your photo. Okay, so let's go back into here. Let's look to see what these photos are. And if you look right here in your media folder, which is like a res folder, an assets folder, I have Pac 1, 2, 3, and 4. Who sees that? This is Pac 1, Pac 2, Pac 3, and Pac 4. Those are the pictures I want to upload there. So the clock is going to give you the number. Okay? The clock's going to give you a number. That's what we're going to join here. So you're going to go get this Animate Time and put this right here. And right here I'm going to say, okay, this is Pac, and then this becomes 1, and then I got to finish it. What's the end of the string? Yeah, who said that? Perfect. It's a .png, so then so what you're telling the computer is every tick of time, put in Pac 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now, if you guys, let's run this. Reset. Okay. Reset the companion. All right, go to the companion. And we're going to start it up. And Anahi, can you tell me what's going to happen here? 1. Did you see how it opened its mouth? And then it disappeared. Anyone want to guess why it disappeared? Yeah. I didn't make it loop. Because now it's looking for Pac-Man 5, Pac-Man 6, Pac-Man 7, Pac-Man 8. Do we have a Pac-Man 5, 6, 7, and 8? No, so there's no image to put in there. It's looking for images, but it's not finding them. So what do we have to do? So I need to control this. And you're going to control it with an if statement. So you go to your control box, go grab an if. And now you're going to say if this equals whatever. Okay? So what is this? It's this time. So you want to duplicate this. And you want to say if the animate time is equal to 4, right? That's my highest number. I got Pac-Man 1, 2, and 3, and 4. So once I hit 4, where do I want to send my clock animate time again? Back down to what? Yeah, back down to 1. But I've learned you can't do 1. You got to send it to 0. Okay? If you do 1, it's going to miss 1 because by the time you get to 1, it's going to add another one. So you're going to go like 1 and then to 2 immediately, 1 to 2, and you're never going to get back to 1. So go back to 0. I've learned that it works. Okay? Trust me, I've done this before. Not my first rodeo. And now we're going to go back and connect this, and what should happen? Chomping repeatedly, right? Okay. So let's go back into here. And let's chomp repeatedly. Anahi, tell me if it's chomping repeatedly. It's kind of slow. Who said that? It's kind of slow. Will? So Will said it's slow. So now what should we do now? Speed it up. Would that be smart? All right, so let's speed it up. So once you have it working correctly, now all you got to do is go into your screen 1 and set the clock. So you're going to go back into screen 1. And instead of doing timer enabled, we're going to go down here. By the way, this is a spinner. You can look for different things. So do you guys see how it says timers always fires, timer interval? So we can change the time interval. Okay? All right, so let me just quickly do an add comment here to teach you guys about time intervals, okay? So in time interval, okay, 1,000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second, all right? 500 milliseconds is equal to 0.5 seconds. You guys with me on that? All right, so now if you guys lower the interval rate, it's going to happen quicker. Who understands that? So like 250 milliseconds is like 1/4 of a second, which is like 0.25 seconds. So you guys with me on that? 200 milliseconds is equal to 1/5 of a second. So that happens 5. Who knows about frames per second? Anybody in here gamers and they know about frames per second? So this is where you're getting frames per second from. So 200 milliseconds is 5 frames per second. Okay, who knows that? Right. So this is 0.2, okay, seconds, all right? And you guys can keep going. So I'm going to go down here and say, let's lower this down to like 100, all right? So you're going to do 10 frames per second, and now he should go faster. All right? Boom, you're done. You just started your clock to run quicker. Okay? Who understands what I just did there? Who's getting this so far? If I'm going too fast, guess what you can do tonight? Watch a video, right? You got this on video, so you don't have to fret or worry about anything. Just go at the pace you need to go at. Okay? I say this all the time, and don't take it the wrong way, but the reality of this is that I shouldn't be doing any of this. The reality of it is I should say, go build me Pac-Man, and then you go and figure this stuff out. Who understands that? That's how real IT is. You're not going to, in the real world, you're not going to have people saying, yeah, here, let me show you how to do this for you. Yeah, right? But I do videos so that I speed your efficiency up faster, okay? All right, so Pac-Man is moving around the screen. Now, so check that off the list, right? Pac-Man's animating. Now what do we got to get Pac-Man to do next? Move. Move him around. Move left, right, up, and down. So here we go. All right, so we want to move Pac-Man left, right, up, and down. So here we go. I'll go ahead and move right first. Okay. So when you click on the right button, what should happen? Who should move? Pacman. So you go back in here to Pacman, and you guys see something in here that says move to. What do you think move to is going to do? Move Pacman. And what does Pacman move with? What kind of parameters does Pacman move with? X's and Y's. Who understands the X and Y coordinates? So now you have to, have we talked about the XY coordinate plane in here? All right, so I think I had this video back here from my last class. Let's go back up here. There you go. All right, Pacman moves left, right, up, and down. All right, so if you want Pacman to move to the right, this is going to be X is equal to X plus 10. All right, how are you going to move left? Who can tell me how to move left then? Yeah. If X plus 10 is moving to the right, how are you going to move left? Okay, so this is just going to be X is equal to X minus 10. All right. Okay, let's go get a different colored pen here. And let's go to blue. Okay, how am I going to move up? Okay, so this is pretty difficult here because this is 0, 0 here. And then this is 10, right? And as you go down, this is 20. And as you go down, this is 30, all right? So guess what going down is? Going down is actually y equal to y plus 10. Oh, yeah. So can someone tell me what going up is? Who can tell me what going up is? Y is equal to y minus 10. All right, here we go. So should you guys write this down on your paper? Hello? Everybody in this planet and in this room should be writing this down on their engineering paper. Why? So you have knowledge of how this works. Hello? Once again, you're going to see, and you're going to hear me say all the time, if you want to be a good coder, get away from your computer. Figure stuff out on paper. All right? So, here we go. So I want to move to the right. So you go back to Pacman. And we're going to go get that plus sign. Go up here and get a math box plus sign. And you're gonna tell Pacman to take Pacman's X, go down and find his X. Pacman's X plus 10. Boom. All right. Does his Y's move? Do the Y's change when you go left and right? No. So you're just going to take this guy here. Watch this. I'm just going to move this guy to a Y, and the Y's stay the same. There is no changing of the Y when you move left and right. Okay? So let's go move left real quick. Boom, done. Who can tell me how to move left? Look at your paper. How do you move left? You don't add to it. What do? Subtract. So go to the math block and get a subtraction sign. Okay, go get your X. Go get a 10. All right, boom, done. And this is going to be move left. Finished. All right, so I like to put these I'm going to put these guys over here. I'm going to put that guy here. Now let's go move right. Let's go move up. So I'm going to take this guy here. I'm going to take this guy here. This is going to be down. This guy up here is going to be up. Do you guys see how coding is a lot about copying and pasting? All right, let's go back to my paper. Somebody tell me quickly, how do you move up? Yes? What? No, tell me how you move the Y's if I want to move up. Y minus 10. How do you go down? Y plus 10. Okay, here we go. So you're just going to flip these around a little bit. If I want to go up, right, it's going to be the Y minus 10, and the X's are going to stay the same. And if I want to go down, it's going to be, oops, I put that in the wrong place. If I want to go down, it's going to be y plus 10. And the x is staying the same place. And boom, I'm done. You have Pac-Man moving left, right, up, and down. How long did it take me to get Pac-Man to go left, right, up, and down? Not long. Now, this activity, we need to do two more things. Number one, we need to face in the right direction. Okay, because if you run Pac-Man, Pac-Man's going to be moving left, right, up, and down, but he's going to be backing up, right? Because he doesn't face the direction. How many people know that Pac-Man should face in the right direction? Okay, so let's go and work on his headings, and then we're going to start counting. Okay, so let's go work on his headings and directions. So you go back to Pac-Man, and Pac-Man has something in here called a heading. All right, so you want to go set Pac-Man's heading. And let's go back to this table right here, and let's look at it. Heading to the right is 0. Heading north is 90 degrees. Heading west is 180. And heading down is 270. So do you see how this is the hard part right here, right? Hello? This is the hard part. You getting this paper is the hardest part. And guess what? Is it that hard? No, it's not. If you just sit and think and do it. Guys, you have to promise me, do this for me. Hello? Can everybody look at me for a second? If you want a code, and you got to take this the right way, you have to stop and think about what you're doing. Are you with me? So you need to stop and think and write this down and draw this out. And by the way, how did I come up with this? Well, you go right back here to your designer. You go right back to your image sprite. And you click on this guy. And here you go. And you start reading about it. And here you go. Heading. Hello? Can everybody look here? You have heading. Let's read this. Returns the sprite's heading in degrees above the x-axis. 0 degrees is to the right of the screen. 90 degrees is toward the top. So do you have to figure out the rest of them? It only gave you 2. Do you have to figure out the rest of them? Hello? Why are you guys not answering today? Are you guys thinking too hard on your program? See, this is what I'm telling you about. Sometimes you got to get away from the program and you got to start writing stuff down. Okay? This is exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so I went and made this paper right here. Okay, they told me 0's to the right, 90's up. Oh, well, that logically means if 0's to the right and 90 is up, that means 180's to the left and 270's down. That's how I came up with all these numbers. Who gets this? That's the hard part. Now the coding's the easy part. You come back to MIT, okay? I go back into my code blocks. Remember the video said coding's the easy part. This is the simple part, right? So now you come in here and you say, okay, heading north is 90 degrees. I just read that in my paper. What's heading right? Heading right was 0 degrees. I just read that on my paper. Okay, what's left? Left is heading 180 degrees. I just did that on my paper. Okay, duplicate this. And then this guy is heading 270 degrees. I just figured that on my paper. And boom, I'm done. The coding's the easy part. What are you doing? Put your code blocks in. All right. All right. So in this video or in this app, we want to go ahead and count how many times you go left, right, up, and down. So you're going to create variables. All right. And you're going to call this a left counter. Okay. And left counter is going to start out at 0. And then I'm going to duplicate this 3 more times. Okay, so in here, I'm going to say, okay, this is my right counter. And over here, this is going to be my up counter. And I'm going to create variables. You guys got to learn how to make variables. Very easy to do. And this is my down counter. Okay? And there you go. So when you go up, you want to go ahead and set your variable. And this is going to be your up counter. And you want to do math with it. Okay? And this is up counter plus 1. So go ahead and get your up counter. You can go right here and grab it. Up counter plus, grab that number right there, put in 1. Okay, and you want to display it. You guys ever been to a basketball game where someone came down and hit a three-pointer and they never put it on the scoreboard? Is that a good thing to do? No. So every time you get points, you want to put it on the scoreboard. So you go over here to your, here you go, LBL up counter dot text. Okay, go do a text join. You'll learn how to do this. And go get a text box. And up here, I'm just going to say up :space. And then I'm going to go get this variable right here. And boom, I'm going to display it. And now, can I copy and paste that and putting in for left and right and down? Hello? Do you guys see how code's a lot of copying and pasting? Okay, all you do, here you go, watch this. So, copy this guy. And I'm going to show you this too. I'm going to show you this little trick. Watch this. Watch this. This is a cool little trick that I learned here, okay? Go grab a procedure right here, okay? So I don't want to copy these 2 blocks every time. Are you with me? I don't want to go right-click here and duplicate this, right-click here and duplicate that. Are you with me? So watch this. I can throw them in a procedures block, and now duplicate this 2 more times. Okay, put that guy there, grab those 2 there, grab that, put that over here. Okay, boom, I'm done. Pitch these in the trash because I'm not really using them. They were just there to help me out. And now let's go and fabricate this the way we want it. Okay, right. So this is the right counter. Right counter. This is going to be LBL right. And this is going to say right :space. And this is going to be the right counter. Okay, let's go down here to down. Figure out down. This is pretty simple, right? Down counter. Down counter. This is going to be LBL down. This is going to say down :space. Okay, and this is the down counter. All right, let's go back up here. This is left counter. This is the left counter. This is LBL left. And this is going to say left :space. Oops, spelled it wrong. Left :space. And this is going to be the left counter. And boom, I'm done. Who got that? Okay. You guys want to do some fun, have some fun and do text to speech? You have to. Okay? I love text to speech. It's so easy. All right, so let's just upgrade this a little bit. Let's do a little text to speech because I love text to speech. Text to speech message. Okay? And what is Siri going to say when you go up? She's going to say up. And what is Siri going to say when you go right? She's going to say right. Okay? And what's she going to say when you go left? She's going to say left. Okay? And what is she going to say when you go down? She's going to say DOWN down. Boom, I'm done. It'll be cool. You can always shut your sound off. But now you can actually audibly hear how many times you went left, right, up, and down. You want to make it really cool, you start counting the actual numbers. And I can show you how to do that on an upgrade day. All right, so we have Pac-Man successfully moving left, right, up, and down. Now what? What should happen in your game now? The dot, what should the dot do? Bounce all around. Very good. So let's make the dot bounce all around. So you want to come back up here to initialize the game. And when the game initializes, by the way, let's do this real quick. Don't do this, but everybody watch this real quick. Right click in the white space. We now have 107 blocks. How long did it take me to get 107 blocks? Let's go look at the video. 29 minutes. And by the way, I've not been coding the entire time. So in 29 minutes, I got 100 blocks. Who's with me on that? By the way, do not hit delete. Because what's going to happen? I think you can do undo. Okay, I think you can do undo, Will. I think you can delete them and hit undo. I just don't like to play around with that because yeah, I mean, that's just not one of those things you want to, like, find out. Here, actually, let me see if there's anything in my backpack. Undo works? Okay. So it works. I just don't like to play around with it, but it works. All right, so let's go back up here. I'm going to expand this a little bit because when the game starts, what should the dot do? Start bouncing all around. So you go back down to dot, and you're going to tell your dot to, they're going to have a heading, a speed, and an interval. So you go in here to heading, copy and paste this, go in here to heading, speed, and interval. Heading, speed, and interval. There you go. So, what direction can we head? Well, you want it to be random. So you go into your math folder, and you get a random number, and you want to start randomly heading somewhere between 0 and 359 degrees. All right? Speed. What speed should you give it? Well, I'm going to go ahead and give it a random speed somewhere between 5 and 20 pixels per second. So it's going to have random speeds. Are you with me? You don't want the same speed all the time. You with me on that? Make it bounce and slow down, bounce and speed up, bounce. That's where the challenge is of, like, chasing the mouse. Mice don't run around the floor at the same speed all the time, right? Sometimes they go fast, sometimes they go slow. So if you're chasing a mouse, okay, down in here then, you can just say, hey, I want this to be like every 100 milliseconds. Okay? All right, and now that guy bounces around the screen. Okay? And here we go. This is at, once again, this is 100 milliseconds is equal to 10 frames per second. Okay? So that's 100 milliseconds in there. So that guy is bouncing around the screen. We're done with that. Now what has to happen? You want him to eat it, right? So what is eating, really? So by the way, who is eating? Pac-Man. So do you guys understand this? Pac-Man is eating. So now you go back. Where do I know to look now? I know to go and look in my Pac-Man. So you go back into your Pac-Man. Could anybody see anything in here that could be an eating? Boom, collided with. What's your name? Gabriel. I like this guy. All right, collide with. That's all it is. Eating is really colliding with. So who are you going to collide with? The dot. So go ahead and go get your little dot guy. See the bottom where it says dot? Well, I got to fit this in here, right? So now this is where you need a control if, because I could, if potentially, collide with a bunch of people. If I collided with a ghost, if I collided with Inky, if I collided with Blinky, if I collided with Pinky, if I collided with Clyde, are you with me? If I collided with a power-up, if I collided with Cherry, if I collided with a power ball, are you with me? So you're going to go in here and say if the other equals, and you need a logical equal sign, if the other is equal to the dot. Well, what should happen? What happens if you collide with the dot? What? You add score. So guess what we got to have now? Now we have to have a score variable. So you go right here. You initialize a score variable, and you're going to set it equal to 0. Okay? And right here, you're going to go ahead and set your score. So go ahead and set the score equal to, do math to it. And I'm going to say score plus 10. You can go up here and get it. And now in here, you can go score plus 10. And by the way, just like in a basketball game, if somebody makes a shot, should we display it on the scoreboard? Yes. So you go back to your, guess what we don't have? We don't have a score variable. But guess what I could use? I could use that title, screen title, or do you guys want to put a label in? All right. So let's go. We're not done with the GUI then. So that means I want to go back, and I'm going to put it right here by time. Are you guys seeing that? I think it's going to look good right there. Okay. So I'm going to rename this guy LBL score. Okay. I'm going to go back down here, and I'm going to write out the word score : 0. Okay. I'm going to give it a color, maybe yellow. I'm going to make it 18 font, and I'm going to make it, okay. Looks like these guys are too big now. Oh, this guy's 24 font. I'm going to move this guy down to 18 font. Yeah, everything fits in here now. That's good. So times 18, scores 18, and these guys are smaller. So now I can throw my score in there. So there you go. There's LBL score dot text. Okay, once again, go grab your join. I have one already done up here. This guy is going to say score : space, score : space. All right. And this guy right here is going to say score. Boom. Done. So now every time you're going to add 10, and it's going to display it in the scoreboard. Are we out of here? All right. Good job today. And let's have some fun here real quick. I'm going to put this in the video. You guys could have text-to-speech come on, and every time you collide with a dot, she could come on and say something like, yum. Okay, here we go. Yum. All right, boom, we're done. Keep calm and code on. We'll see you tomorrow.